our last example, there's probably some of you that just started crying as soon as you saw this because it does look very hard. Okay, there are going to be a lot of steps, but don't be intimidated by it. The steps themselves are not hard, so we will get through this just taking it one step at a time. Obviously, you can see there are a few different points in here where I will have to distribute, which is fine because we know how to distribute. We've been doing that this whole lesson with variables. And actually, as far as just distributing, we've been distributing all year. So distributing should not be anything too scary. So if I look at my first piece, I've got 2a times the quantity of 5a minus 2. 2a times 5a gives me 10a squared. Then 2a times negative 2 gives me minus 4a. That wasn't so bad. So now let's go to our next piece. Positive 3a times the quantity of 2a plus 6. 3a times 2a gives me positive 6a squared. Remember, multiplying variables, you got to add their exponents. Plus 3a times 6 gives you 18a. And then this plus 8, we'll just let them come along for the ride. We're not going to do anything with them quite yet. And there we've already done everything on the left side of the equal sign. So now let's look at the right side of the equal sign. A times the quantity of 4a plus 1. Not so bad. We get 4a squared plus a, just multiplying each of those by a. Then we have positive 2a times 6a minus 4. 2a times 6a gives me positive 12a squared. Then positive 2a times negative 4 gives me minus 8a. And again, we're just going to drop down our plus 50. Now I'm going to combine my like terms. I've got a 10a squared and a 6a squared on the left side. That will give me 16a squared. Then I've got a minus 4a and a plus 18a. That will give me a positive 14a. And we've still got this plus 8. Equals 4a squared plus 12a squared gives me 16a squared on the right side. I've got a positive a and I've got a negative 8a. That gives me minus 7a on the left side. And then I have my plus 50. Now at this point you might be wondering, well, I've got this a squared. We've never had to solve anything with an a squared in it, so I'm not sure how to do that. You're right, you don't know how to do that, but notice, I want to get my a squareds together, obviously. So if I were to subtract 16a squared from each side to move this 16a squared to the other side, notice they would each just cancel out, because you get 16a squared minus 16a squared on each side, so they're just going to go away. So now I'm left with 14a plus 8 equals negative 7a, don't forget the negative in front of the 7a, plus 50. And now this equation looks like something we've solved for a long time. And it only took us 3 steps to get there. So in 3 steps it turns into a problem that we should be confident solving. So to do this, I want to get my a's together. I'm going to add 7a to each side. I get 21a plus 8 equals 50. Subtract 8 from each side. 21a equals 42. Divide each side by 21. And you get a equals 2. And that is your answer. Obviously, you could check it by plugging it back in. That seems like that might be a lot of work. And I'm going to save you the trouble and tell you I already know this is the right answer. A equals 2. So it took 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 steps to solve this. Okay, actually 6 steps to solve this. However, not any of the steps were something terribly difficult. They are somewhat time consuming, I will admit that, but the problem itself is not hard, it is just long. So you should be fine doing this. The big idea here was just reinforcing the distributive property, but now we're starting to incorporate variables into that, and that's all there is for this lesson. So let me know if you have any questions.